Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, thank you all for joining in for the Ramayana study session today. Let's continue with Sundarakand. We will start with prayers. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvidamscha Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadhaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyamishwaram Harihi Om Tatsat Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Taralaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha आराध्य भगवान् व्रजेशतनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमा पुमर्तो महान् श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्र धरनापर. Hare Krishna. So we're continuing with our study of Ramayana. We are in Sundarakand, wherein Hanumanji has found Sita. Hanumanji gave Lord Ram's ring to Sita Devi, also enumerated the glories of Lord Ram. In this way, Sita Devi understood that it is Ramaduta Hanuman. Somebody has really come from Lord Ram's team to actually help her get back to Lord Ram. And then when Ravana understands all this is happening, a monkey is there, he sends several Rakshasas like Aksha, etc. All of them are defeated by Hanumanji. And then finally, Ravana now sends Indrajit to actually fight and subdue Hanumanji. So let's see what happens here. Ravana was filled with grief and rage. He turned to his eldest son Indrajit. This prince had earned his name, the conqueror of Indra, by once taking captive the mighty king of the gods. He had command of all the mystic missiles, including even the infallible Brahmastra, presided over by Brahma himself. Ravana extolled his son at length. He ordered him to go out and take Hanuman captive. This Rakshasa king felt confident that Indrajit would succeed, and he watched with affection as the obedient prince marched out for combat. Indrajit rushed out like the sea on a full moon day. He mounted a chariot drawn by 4 sabre-toothed tigers of immense size. With an arrow fitted to his bow, he swiftly arrived before Hanuman. Upon seeing the banner Indrajit had seized from Indra, Hanuman roared loudly in joy. realizing that he faced the famous conqueror of Indra. The crash of the wooden tom-toms and war drums, which accompanied Indrajit, increased Hanuman's martial order. He grew even further in size and again leapt into the sky. Now, Kishori Mataji, you want to read? Indrajit fired his long shafted arrows, which were gold and beautifully feathered ends. They screamed through the air with their steel points glowing bright red. Hanuman moved rapidly in all directions and skillfully avoided them. The Rakshasa released more and more deadly shafts, and they traveled in long lines like streaks of lightning. But the Rakshasa could not hit the swiftly moving monkey. Nor could Hanuman find any opportunity to take hold of Indrajit. The gods and the rishis were struck with wonder as they watched the two accomplished warriors wheeling about in the sky. The Rakshasa realized that Hanuman was formidable, but if he was a created being, then he would surely succumb to the might of the Creator's weapon, the Brahmastra. Indrajit fitted to his bow the special arrow he reserved for the Brahmastra. He chanted the mantras sacred to Brahma and released the missile. Hanuman, instantly bound by the divine force of the irresistible weapon, fell to the earth with his limbs stunned. He understood that the Brahmastra had overpowered him and considered the situation. Hanuman had been given a boon by Brahma that the Brahmastra would only be effective upon him for a short while. He knew he would soon be released. This was an opportunity for him to be taken before Ravana himself. That would be useful. He could deliver a stern ultimatum to the Rakshasa on Rama's behalf and then make an escape. Having reduced his body to its normal size, Hanuman was surrounded by a large number of fierce Rakshasas who quickly bound him with large ropes. Hitting and kicking Hanuman, they began dragging him towards Ravana's palace on Indrajit's order. Hanuman feigned fear, and even as the effect of the Brahmastra wore off, allowed himself to be taken to Ravana. Within his mind, the monkey thought only of Ram and how he could best serve him now. The demons dragged Hanuman into Ravana's great assembly hall and threw him before the Rakshasa king. Ravana's fierce-looking ministers reviled Hanuman. Some said, "Let him be thrashed, roasted alive and devoured." But Ravana was inquisitive. Who was this being? Why had he caused so much havoc in Lanka? The demon turned to his chief minister and ordered him to interrogate Hanuman. The monkey immediately said, "I am a messenger, arrived from Sugriva, king of the Vanaras. Both he and I are the servants of Rama, the Lord of this world." Hanuman looked up at Ravan. He was awestruck by the demon's opulence. Ravan sat upon a vast crystal throne, studded with gems and raised on a platform of gold. On his head, he wore a brilliant diadem set with priceless jewels and encircled by strings of petals. His limbs were decorated with numerous gold ornaments inlaid with diamonds. He wore valuable silk robes and was adorned with crimson sandal paste, painted with peculiar designs. His ruddy eyes were at once terrible and yet as attractive as large lotus petals. With his 20 powerful arms, he looked like a mountain infested by 5 hooded serpents. On both sides, he was being fanned by elegantly adorned young women. Next to him sat his 4 principal advisors who leaned across to him, offering advice and reassurance. Hanuman gazed intently upon Ravana, admiring his power and opulence. Surely the demon could have been the leader of the gods and the protector of the universe, were he not given to violent and sinful acts. If this demon were enraged, he could doubtlessly turn the entire world into one large ocean. Prahasta, Ravana's chief minister, was doubtful about Hanuman's identity and he questioned him. "Take heart, O monkey. We will soon release you. But first tell us who you really are. Are you an envoy of Vishnu, thirsty as he is for conquest over the demons? Perhaps you are sent by Indra or one of the other gods. Speak the truth. We do not hold you to be a monkey, for your power is very great indeed." So this is very interesting. Hanumanji is actually deciding on his own that I want to go and meet Ravana so that I can also give some details about this formidable enemy to Lord Ram, right? So generally what do devotees do? Devotees want to exceed expectations, right? Even in an office, that's what we try to do, isn't it? During performance rating, we have met the expectations, exceeded expectations, outstanding performance, right? So, even in the material world, we try to not just do what we are told, but we always try to exceed expectations, right? And in this case, Hanumanji not only found Mother Sita, not only passed on the message, not only took that ornament from Mother Sita, wanting to give it to Lord Ram, saying, "Contain Sitayai," like that in Tamil they say, right? Hanuman said, "I found Sita. Sita found I," actually, right? Because he wanted to convey to Lord Ram that I have found Sita. So every activity, every thought of Hanumanji is how I can please Ram more and more. Right? So in this case, he wants to also find out how formidable an enemy the Ravana is. So he allows himself to be bound by the Brahmastra, although the effect was to stay only for a little while and the effect had already gone. Yet he was standing before Ravana trying to find out what his power is. And although also Ravana and his son Indrajit actually sent this Brahmastra by which he could just tie Hanumanji, right? It could not cause any damage to Hanumanji. Even Ravana, he was wondering, what is this small monkey? How this monkey is so powerful? It can't be a small monkey, right? He must be sent by either Indra or Brahma or Vishnu, right? So like that he's asking him, who are you? And then the chief minister is also asking, Prahasta, the chief minister of Ravan, is also saying, see, you can't be a normal monkey. Your power is so great. So who are you? Tell us who you are. So like that, in various ways, they're questioning Hanumanji to find out what is the purpose of Hanuman's visit to Lanka. Let's see what Hanumanji is saying. Okay, Shobha Mataji, you want to read? Go ahead. Hanuman responded that he was indeed a monkey.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam, Mataji and Prabhuji, Jai Shri Ram. Hanuman responded that he was indeed a monkey here. Again declared himself to be Sugriva's messenger. We are Rama's servants. We cannot be conquered by any being in all the world. Take heed of the advice I shall now offer you for your own good, O Ravana. Hanuman told Ravana the history of Rama and his exile to the forest, leading right up to the assembling of the Vanaras hordes at Kishkinta. All these monkeys, Hanuman's warned, were as swift and powerful as Hanuman himself. No one could resist them in battle, seeking to create fear and dissension among the Rakshasas. Hanuman spoke boldly, you should immediately release Sita before it is too late, otherwise, you will soon see an ocean of monkeys and bears descend upon Lanka. Rama and Lakshmana will stand at their heels, losing arrows which are as powerful as Indra's thunderbolt. Not even all the gods unite together could keep the princess of Mithila from Rama. If you value your life, restore her to Rama today. Hanuman then described Rama's prowess. Rama could dissolve the universe with his arrows and immediately create anew. Not even Brahma or Shiva could not stand before Rama in battle. Laksh- Lanka
Lanka.
and his Rakshasas would not present even the smallest obstacle to him. Ravana had placed the noose of death around his neck when he stole Sita. His only hope now was to go before Rama and beg for forgiveness and mercy. Ravana was overcome with wrath. Opening his eyes wide, he exclaimed, "Kill this insolent monkey." Hearing this command, Ravana's brother and counselors Vib- Vibhishana immediately objected. It is never acceptable to kill a messenger. Not virtuous ruler would even consider such an action. If necessary, the monkey can be punished in some other way. Ravana angrily replied that Hanuman had acted sinfully. He had destroyed the Ashoka grove and killed many Rakshasas. But Hanuman replied that he had acted only in self defense. He was only a monkey. His monkey nature had made him playfully tear down the gardens. And he had then been attacked by many fierce warriors. What could he do but fight back? When Hanuman stopped speaking, Vibhishana continued to argue against his execution. Ravana's eye blazed with fury. He always found his brother's advice hard to accept, but Vibhishana was wise. That much Ravana could accept. The demon king decided to inflict another punishment upon Hanuman. Monkeys are fond of their tails, Ravana said with a smile. Set his tail alight, then parade him around the street of Lanka. After that, if he survives, he can return home in a wretched and mutilated state. The Rakshasas quickly carried out Ravana's command. They tied oil-soaked cloths around Hanuman's tail and set them alight. Hanuman furiously expanded his body and began lashing the demons around him. Cursing, they dragged him from the hall and out into the streets of Lanka. His tail ablaze, the giant monkey marched behind his captors, carefully surveying the city. After all, this was an opportunity for further reconnaissance, so he could advise Rama how the city could best be attacked. Some of the Rakshasis reported to Sita that Hanuman was being paraded through the city with his tail alight. Upon hearing this news, Sita felt aggrieved. She prayed mentally to the fire god Agni, if I possess any merit from service to my husband, and if I am truly devoted to Rama, then please prove cool to Hanuman. At once
Thank
Hanuman
you. Thank
felt
you,
the fire
Mataji.
on
Hare
his tail
Krishna.
to be cold.
Haribol. Thank you so much. Dhanush Pranam.
Haribol.
So
Thank you,
this is
Mataji Dandavad.
interesting. Haribol. Thank you. So this is very interesting. So what is Sita Devi? She's already in Ashoka Grove. She's in Lanka. She's a captive. Anytime this Ravana is coming and telling her, you forget Rama, you become my queen, she's so much aggrieved. But yet, what is her thought process? When she hears that Hanumanji is in trouble, she's praying to Agni Deva. Oh Agni Deva, please become cool for Hanumanji. So Hanuman does not get affected by the heat of the fire. So this is the quality of a devotee, right? Although a devotee may himself or herself going through tough situations, a devotee is so compassionate in the heart, right? A devotee is always praying for others who may be situated in some distressful condition. That's the nature of this material world. This is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, right? Some or the other, some dukkha is always existing, perennially existing in this material world. But what is a devotee's ideology? What is a devotee's consciousness? A devotee's consciousness is whatever trouble I am going through, it's because of my past karmas, and it has been reduced to a minuscule because of the causeless mercy of Guru and Gauranga. At the same time, a devotee is praying, right? That when a devotee knows that somebody else is in trouble, the devotee is praying to the Lord, oh Lord, if it pleases you, may this devotee get back to good health, or whatever is the trouble, let it pass, so that this devotee can be very nicely engaged in Krishna's service. This is the quality of a devotee. A devotee is not self-centered, thinking, oh, why I am getting all the problems of this world? I am chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Why am I getting troubled? Right? That's the nature of the material world, to always get troubled by one thing or the other. And even those situations which we perceive as happiness, those are only situations where the misery has been temporarily relieved. Like Prabhupada gives example, we get severe headache. When that headache goes away, we think, oh, I'm so happy now. Is that happiness? No, it is not happiness. It is simply relief from headache. It is simply relief from misery. And between the time of the next misery and the current misery, in between time, we think it is happiness. We are so much fools. Why? Because this world is dukkhalayam. Dukkha is bound to come. Right? So there is no use actually praying, oh, let me out of this misery, then I'll be able to chant Hare Krishna, then I will be able to do this. That then will never come. Right? So we have to try to do our best in this current situation. How can I serve Guru and Gauranga? Troubles are always here to stay. Even if the troubles go away, they are likely to come back. Or what we perceive as trouble, that is always likely to stay in one form or the other. It could be health, it could be wealth, it could be relationships, something or the other will always go wrong. That is the nature of this material world, right? But then we need to be staunch in performing our swadharma, in performing our sanatana dharma in a way that's pleasing to our gurus, by following their instructions. And in this way, every situation, whether of happiness or of distress, can be used to evolve ourselves into become better human beings, to evolve ourselves to become better devotees. Okay, so that's what Hanumanji is trying to do. In this situation, Sita Devi we see is praying for Hanumanji. And Hanumanji himself, although the fire is set to his tail, what is Hanumanji thinking? Now I can go through the entire Lanka. Right? Of course, he's going to burn the entire Lanka, because the place, except for Bibhishana's home, where it is written Rama, Rama, Rama. Right? And very intelligently, Vibhishana tells Ravana, it's referring to Ravana Mandodari. It is actually referring to Rama, Rama, Rama. Except that place and Ashoka Vatika, where Sita is situated, the entire Lanka is going to be in flames. Because Hanumanji is going to jump from one place to another and burn all of those places which are which are places of sense gratification. And in this way, Hanumanji is rendering a service to Lord Ram, also finding out which is the best place, which is the best entrance or the exit to attack Lanka, because that is his mission, is to go back to Lord Ram, tell the whereabouts of Mother Sita, and then also plan how do we come here, attack this Ravana, and get Mother Sita back to Lord Ram. So in this way we see all of them, although in terrible trouble themselves, they are all thinking of how to please Lord Ram. So if that is our consciousness also, then we are situated in our constitutional position. Jivero Swarupe Krishnera Nitya Das. Right? I am going to be troubled. I am troubled. In future also I will be troubled, because that is the nature of the world. So what an intelligent person will think, how do I get out of this condition? I can get out of this condition and get real bliss, get real pleasure only when I serve the Lord. And I cannot wait for a situation when there will be no misery, when everything is working properly. That time I will serve the Lord. That time will never come, because that is the nature of the material world. So whatever situation I am placed in now, let me try my best to serve Guru and Gauranga. That is the attitude of a devotee that is shown by Mother Sita, that is shown by Hanumanji, because whatever situation, whether a tail is set to set to fire, or whether in Ashoka Vatika separated from the Lord, or whether when in association with the Lord, like Lakshmanji is with Lord Ram, their attitude, their consciousness is always, how do I serve Lord Ram? That should be our consciousness. Also, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, when we are cooking for the deities, when we are cleaning the home, when we are washing the clothes, when we are folding the clothes, whatever we are doing it for the pleasure of Lord Krishna, like that. Okay, let's move ahead. And anyone else wants to read? You can raise your hand. Okay, Shobha Mataji, okay, you already read. Okay, Mashmi Mataji, you want to read? Go ahead. Please unmute
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji.
Go ahead.
Hare
At
Krishna
once,
Mataji Janavastana.
Dandavats Mataji. At once, Hanuman felt.
At once, Hanuman felt the fire on his tail to be cold. He wondered how that could be possible. Surely it was due to Rama's power, or perhaps it was due to Sita's mercy. Rama's God-like spouse is dear to all all beings. Hanuman thought the fire god would certainly try to please those devoted to her service. As Hanuman went along Lanka's street, he was
Derided and
derided
abused.
derided and abused by the demons. The monkey decided to make his escape. He was tied around his torso with uh, thick rope that bound his arms to his body. Hanuman suddenly reduced his size and slid free from those ropes. With a shot of victory to Ram, he sprang into the air. He bounded across the rooftop and made his way towards the city's northern gate. As he lit his set fire to the mansions of the Rakshasas with his flaming tail. Assisted by his father Vayu and by Agni himself, Hanuman soon had a large part of Lanka blazing.
Right. Thank you, Mataji.
Hanuman.
Thank you. So we see here that it's not that surrender means we don't do anything, right? Surrender does not mean I don't do anything. I don't use my intelligence. I just surrender to Krishna. Oh, this is the state Krishna has put me in. Oh, what do I? Not that is not surrender, right? So what did how did Arjuna surrender? Arjuna surrendered by following the instructions of Krishna. What did Krishna say? Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Fight your battle But think of me. So here Hanumanji, he's caught up in this situation where there is a fire that is set to his tail. Now he is not like, oh my God, I've come for a mission of Lord Ram. Look at what Lord Ram is not protecting me. My tail is set into fire. What did he do? He immediately shrunk himself into a small monkey. And then what did he do? He immediately flew all around and he blazed and he made Lanka into get into flames, except Ashoka and Vibhishan's home, isn't it? So we have to use our intelligence, right? It's not that this world is Dukhaliyam. Yes, does not mean that we don't use our intelligence. Who has given us our intelligence? This intelligence is also given by Krishna only, right? Matha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna has given us knowledge. Krishna has given us intelligence. We should use such intelligence and try to get out of the situation, because what is it in the situation I'm currently in? If I continue to be here, I will not be able to render devotional service to the best of my ability. So I need to get out of the situation by using my intelligence. But if nothing is working, then we have to surrender like Draupadi. We have to surrender with arms outstretched. Oh Krishna, I've tried my best. Nothing is working. Please help me. Right? So the surrender is, first we have to try to do our best. We have to aim for the best. We have to try our best, and then we have to leave it to Krishna, whatever Krishna gives. Right? So here we see Hanuman is using the best of his abilities to destroy this place, which is against his Lord Ram, and he's also trying to find out, how best he can serve Lord Ram in the current situation. Right? So we have to continue to do our service in all situations, and we have to use all resources which are existing around us so that we can improve our ability to perform devotional service. Right? It's not about sitting and complaining and crying. Right? Okay, Sindhu Mataji, go ahead, and then Krishnamurti Prabhu can read. Yes. Please
Hare Krishna,
unmute.
Mataji.
Pranam,
Pranam,
yes.
am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Jai Shri Ram.
Hanuman again assumed.
Hanuman again assumed his colossal size and roared like the thundercloud that appears at the time of universal dissolution. Many buildings in Lanka cracked and fell, blazing to the ground. Rakshasas ran and flew in all directions, shouting in terror. Seeing Hanuman standing like a mountain, they considered that Agni himself had come to destroy Lanka. Rakshasas fell from the high windows of their mansions, their blazing bodies resembling meteors. Molten gold and silver flowed in rivulets, carrying sparkling gems of every description. It seemed as if the whole of the Trikuta mountain was ablaze. Huge scarlet and orange flames leapt up, and dense walls of black smoke hung like clouds around the mountain. Some of the powerful Rakshasas attacked Hanuman. He took up a massive club and smashed them, killing thousands. Here is the mighty and vengeful Indra, some cried. Surely this is Yamaraja meting out his awful punishments. Once again. Said others. Still others considered that Shiva had come there blazing with fury. Indeed, it might be any powerful deity, for the sinful Ravana had angered them at all different times. Perhaps it was even the infallible and unassailable Vishnu, Lord of the entire creation. Hanuman stood on the northern rampart and looked around at the blazing city. Scenes of chaos and turmoil met his eyes on all sides. He felt satisfied with his work and decided that it was a time to return to the mainland. In the sky above him, the gods and the rishis had assembled and were extolling him with choice poems. But a sudden apprehension seized Hanuman. What about Sita? Surely the princess had been burnt alive in his immense conflagration. How had he been so impetuous? Hanuman cursed himself for falling a victim to anger. Under the impulse of anger, a person could kill his elders or rebuke those worthy of worship. He had let himself come fully under the sway of his fury with no thought of the terrible consequences. What would happen now if Sita were killed? The monkey felt gripped by despondency. Even as Hanuman thought this, however, he heard from the sky the Charanas saying, Hanuman has achieved a great and marvelous feat. The city of Lanka, thickly crowded with demons, had been burnt on all sides. It now stands as if shrieking, and yet the gentle Sita has not been harmed in the least. Reassured by their words, Hanuman decided then to depart. He leapt across to the Arishta mountain on the northern shore of Lanka. As he ascended the mountain, which reached up to the clouds, large rocks broke under his feet and scattered down the mountainside. Deer and lions started and fled in fear. Large trees were crushed beneath Hanuman's tread, making a loud cracking sound. On the summit of Arishta, Hanuman crouched down, ready to leap across the ocean once more. Shouting Rama's name, Hanuman leapt into the air. Again, the pressure of his leap pressed the mountain down into the earth. All its trees shook and shed their blossoms. Vidyadharas, Kinnaras, and Gandharvas, who were spotting on the mountain slopes, rose into the air as the mountain vibrated violently. Thousands of lions living in the mountain caves roared together with a terrific noise. Hanuman rose high into the sky and soared away from Lanka, his mission accomplished.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Sherry.
So this is a very wonderful phase, right? This part 2 ends here. So this is a wonderful phase where Hanumanji has actually accomplished, right? And for a moment, he's a monkey. So he's feeling, what if the place that I destroyed, what if Sita was there in one of those places? So like that, he gets apprehensive for a minute, but then he finds out that from the devatas who are showering flowers, he finds out that Sita Devi is safe, and then he thinks that, okay, let me not do any further drama. Let me quickly now go back to Lord Ram and give him the news. Give him the news that we have found Sita. So let me share part 3. So we have about 10 more minutes. So let's quickly go ahead for the with part 3 of this book by Krishna Dharmadas Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada's disciple. So we are almost on the last section. So with this, Kishkinta, what is that? Sundarakand ends, right? Sundarakand is Hanuman's exploits in Ashoka Vatika, right? Now we are going to the next Kanda, which is called Yuddha Kand, right? Now Hanumanji is going to tell Lord Ram that I have found Sita. And then what do they plan? They immediately plan to wage a war on Lanka and defeat Ravana. So Yuddha Kand officially starts at this particular point. Let me share the screen, and then quickly let's go ahead and read. How much of our time is left? Quickly we will read now. Okay, so this is part 3, the war, right? Now having found Sita, Hanumanji, as soon as he goes and tells Lord Ram about it, immediately they are arranging for the war to take place, so that Sita Devi can be brought back immediately as soon as possible. Okay, Krishnamurti Prabhu, please go ahead. The army sets off.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Please go ahead.
Hanuman sailed across the firmament, feeling overjoyed at his success. He would soon see the Sugriva and Rama and gave them the good news that Sita had been found. Leaving Lanka in a state of confusion, he moved with speed of the wind. No Rakshasa city chased, as they were all engaged in trying to save their
Here,
he would
no
see
Rakshasas gave
Sugriva.
chase.
No Rakshasas gave chase, as they were all engaged in trying to save their afflicted city. Out of fear of Ravana, the fire god had not burned the palace. The Rakshasa king fumed as he gazed out of his blazing city. He should have killed the monkey when he had the chance. Without doubt, Rama and his troops would soon arrive in Lanka, and there would be a great battle. Ravana thought of his boon from Brahma. The demon had no immunity from humans. Mataji, scroll Mataji.
Able to see, Prabhu?
Ramana thought of his boon from Brahma. The demon had no immunity for humans. Would this human king Rama be the cause of his death? Was he Vishnu incarnate? He would need to be amused Ravana. Let the fight go ahead. We will soon see Rama's power. Ravana would not cower before anyone. Death would be preferable. Indeed, death at Vishnu's hand was no shame. Some even said that such a death awarded on one of the highest regions of bliss. But under no conditions would he surrender Sita. Rama would have to take her by force or not at all. The demon stood lost in revenge. Hanuman sped through the sky like an arrow loosed from a mighty bow. Within the hour, he again saw Mount Mahendra looming large in the distance. The monkey roared again and again, filling the sky with the thunder of his voice. Angada and the others heard his roar and stood on the seashore gazing up the sky. Relieved of realized that Hanuman's roar indicated success. Overpowered by happiness, they left and sprang about the beach shouting with joy. With a few minutes, they saw Hanuman boosting through the clouds, appearing like Garuda in full fight. The Vanara stood with giant palms in respect and appreciation of their compared as it descended upon the Mahendra mountain, which shook with the force of his landing. Hanuman quickly descended from the mountain and again assuming his normal size, ran toward his friends. The monkeys surrounded him, raising cries of joy. They offered Hanuman roots and fruits and laughingly embraced with tearful eyes. Taking Angada by the hand, Hanuman sat down in a wooden grove near the beach to tell him everything that had happened. I have seen the godly Sita. She is pinning for her lord, surrounded by the fears of Rakshasas and constantly harassed by Ravana. We would lose no time in rescuing the princess. Hearing of Hanuman's success, the monkeys set up great shouts. Some roared like lions and others bellowed like bulls. Some raised ululations ululations while dancing around and waving their long curly heads. In the midst of the foremost monkeys, Angada said to Hanuman, "Your feat is without compare. You have saved our lives and rendered a great service to Rama, who will soon be freed of his grief. What marvelous determination and valor you have displayed, dear Hanuman." Angada and Hanuman sat encircled by powerful Vanaras, even as Indra and Surya are surrounded by the other gods. As Angada questioned him, Hanuman described in detail all the events that had occurred since he left. The monkeys were delighted to hear how he had killed so many powerful Rakshasas and wrung havoc in Lanka, but they were horrified to learn Ravana's terrible threat to to Sita. Angada decided that immediate action was required. How can we report to Rama that Sita lies in such a sorry state? We must recover her from Lanka. Here our monkeys are powerful as the gods. We shall all of us proceed swiftly to Lanka. Let us destroy the city, kill the evil Ravana, and rescue Sita. Then we will return to Sugriva and Rama. Jambava did not agree with Angada. Your suggestion is not wise. O mighty monkey, you are not enjoyed to kill Ravana or being back Sita. We have asked only to locate her and report to Rama of her whereabouts. The prince had vowed to rescue her himself. Even if he should somehow succeeded without Rama, he would falsely be vowed. The monkeys accepted Jambavan's advice. The old king of the bears was always wise and he considered everything cheerfully. He was right. It was better to report back to Kishkinda, then they could go to Lanka, united with all the other monkeys headed by Rama and Lakshman. There would be plenty of opportunities for fighting that time. The monkeys got up and immediately set out towards Kishkinda with Hanuman at their head. They bounded back as fast as they could. Within a few days, they reached the Madhuvana forest, which lay not far from Kishkinda. The forest was extensive and filled with trees and loaded with fruits and honeycombs. The monkeys took Angada permission to drink the honey, which was actually meant for Sugriva, and they consumed it in large quantities. They became intoxicated and danced merrily here and there. Some of them sang loudly while others laughed hysterically. Some learned unsteadily, upon the another and still others lay flat on the ground. They rolled about, they slapped their sides. Rolling the beeswax into the balls, they pelted one another in spot. They ripped down bars from the trees and whirled them around the monk fights. Leaping from the tree they raised a great tumult in the forest. The
Hare Krishna.
Madhuvan forest. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam. Thank you so much for studying this part. It's very nice. See, monkeys are monkeys, isn't it? So what are they doing? They are actually when they heard from Hanumanji, they rejoiced, and now they are coming to a particular place where a lot of fruits and other things are there, and the monkeys want to enjoy. They took permission from Angada and they're enjoying, right? So we should not behave like monkeys. right? When we have a mission to fulfill, we are human beings, right? We should exercise our intelligence. Like Prabhupada says, आहार निद्र वयमैथुनं च सामान्यमेकं पशुभिर्नराणां धर्मो एको अधिको विशेषो धर्मेण हीनां पशुभिर समानां. Right? If we don't exercise our power of inquiry, our power of intelligence, then we are as good as animals. Right? So in this case, Hanumanji and all the monkeys, they are after all monkeys, they're going to enjoy, and then now they're going to meet another demon, right? Who's infuriated by this disturbance caused by the monkeys. And then we will see tomorrow how they run through this particular demon, and finally they go back to Kishkinta, where Rama and Lakshmana and Sugriva are eagerly waiting to get some news about Sita, and how they arrange for the war against Ravana, and that we will continue tomorrow in the most auspicious Kanda, which is called Yuddha Kand. So that completes our Sundara Kand, when Hanuman comes back to the Vanaras to tell them that he has found Sita. So we will see how tomorrow, when Hanumanji gives his good news to Lord Ram, what is the reaction of Lord Ram? That we will study tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So quickly we'll do Harinam Sankirtan for 3-4 minutes, and then we'll end our session. Request devotees switch on your cameras. We'll see who all have joined today. रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सीताराम जय सीताराम सीताराम जय सीताराम सीताराम जय सीताराम सीताराम जय सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. ग्रंथराज श्री रामायण की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. So this is the new Zoom ID that we'll be using. So this is for 40 minutes. So we'll have our study 40 minutes. Tomorrow we'll meet in the other Zoom ID at 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Evolve Pune Zoom ID, where we continue with Shikshashtakam prayers and chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. At 1:15 p.m. we'll use this Zoom ID to continue with our study of Ramayana. Shri Sitaram Lakshmana Shatrughan Hanuman ji ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much. And I hope everybody has gone through the message in the Medhavani group. We request all of you to contribute towards ISKCON Hinjewadi Janmashtami celebrations, because we want to please all of our gurus. I'm sure we all have contributed to our own local yatra, but do contribute according to your capacity for this. And also we also request all the devotees to continue praying for His Grace Ambarish Prabhu, so that Prabhu gets back to his good health. He's one of the most important person who's in charge for the Temple of Vedic Planetarium that is coming up next year. So we continue our prayers for Ambarish Prabhu and also contribute for Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahamotsav at Hinjewadi. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow morning 4:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Dandat Pranams.